Hey everybody, welcome back. Super Auto PETS Pets. We're going straight into ranked. It's a new weekly. Last week, kind of catastrophic for my elo, but it happens, you know. Even the Atlanta Braves go through bad stretches, right? Probably. I was trying to think who's the best team in the MLB right now. Hey Tomo, who's the best team in the MLB right now? It's tough for me because I don't watch baseball. Let me be hairy fingers. What do you think about this? Just give it a second. I mean, you can see on the palm, certainly we got a lot of body hair there. One of my favorite anecdotes about both me and my father is like maybe 15 years ago, he got really into baking. So ever since then, he's been baking his own bread. If you have hairy hands like this and you knead the bread, the dough gets all like stuck to your hair. You know, I don't know how to phrase it in any other such fashion. So he routinely shaves the back of his hands. And honestly, I laughed at him. Not maliciously, but I'm not thrilled about this start. Why am I in arena, bro? I should be in ranked. This is in last week's Hyena Nightmare. Wait, we are in ranked. What are you talking about? Hang on. Anyway, I laughed at him, and then one day I was home, and he said, "You want to cook some bread with me?" And I said, "Sure, father-son bonding time." And I wish I shaved my hands before. You could use latex gloves too, don't get me wrong, but like, I mean, you could also shave the back of your... I mean, it doesn't matter. There's two solutions to the same problem, right? Not like this, okay? Being 1 HP down this early, my head wasn't screwed on straight. I was telling a story. Can I get a level? Not a huge fan of you, honestly. Not a huge fan of you. I'm feeling kind of busted right now. I'm feeling like it's probably not a great situation to be constantly buying cupcakes and cookies. Buying a cookie and losing a round is like a nightmare, but here we are. What's up with the metal straw? Glad you asked. I saw a tweet this weekend. It resonated with me. It said, Diet Coke might be the perfect invention. It's 0 sugar, 0 calories, tastes delicious, refreshing, hydrating, and even contains a mild stimulant. And I said, yes, +2, I agree with you. I couldn't agree more. Note, I am not a nutritionist. I know in the 70s, they drowned a rat in aspartame, and they were like, oh my God, he died. I don't really have an opinion on that, okay? You can go check it out. You can see where aspartame falls in the class of carcinogens, and after you look up aspartame, do me a favor, look up dairy, look up meats, things, by the way, I consume both of those, but I'm just saying, why do we apply the rigorous standards to X, but we don't apply the rigorous standards to Y? I'll have 2 sparkling waters over the course of a 5-hour stream, and people who drink 8 beers a night are like, wow, that's a lot of sparkling water. Anyway, I digress. Can I get a level, man? Sorry, I'm losing it. This is, you could not engineer a worse start than this. Can I get something? I'm not buying any more cupcakes. Here's what we're doing. We're going with this. I don't want a bear. And honestly, Royal Flycatcher is like, I'm not saying there's no use for it this week, but I think there's minimal use. So I'm going to sell one of you into a bear because I just don't think I got any other viable options. And I'll be honest with you, brother. I think I'm cooked. I played some runs of Arena yesterday. And you know what I found? I was all set to come in here and be like, this is my redemption arc. You know why? Jellyfish has been popping off. You always know if there's a jellyfish, it's pretty good. And then alpacas. So tier 5 alpacas, they used to be tier 6. You get 2 of these bad boys. You pop them out with 1 empty space. Every round, you're getting 1 free level, usually of a high tier unit. You're loving life. Hang on, I gotta sneeze. Anyway, while reading the replies to this post, many people said, yes, I agree, it's the perfect product. That being said, I did used to drink 6 cans a day, and my dentist told me it killed all of my tooth's enamel. All of my teeth enamel, I guess I should say, in my mid-20s. So I said to myself, you know what? I'll accept the draw. You know what? Maybe it's time to bust out the metal straw so that it bypasses the dentin, if you will. We need a level, again, which is very depressing. At this point, we also need some support. I think it's sadly a little late for the jellyfish, which means it's probably like a little late for us as like a society here to accomplish too much, because this, I mean, we got basically nothing going on here. You got a jellyfish. I always like starting in ranked though to also see what the meta could be. And people, they listen. Let me caffeinate before I say this. People will give me some insane strategies, as if like I'm Phil Hellmuth or something. I'm trying to maximize my odds of getting like a World Series of Poker bracelet. Hey, why don't you do 3 videos in arena first? Then you'll get like a little awareness of what the meta is going to be in ranked, and then you can go to ranked, and then you know, oh, we got mascots. The mascot update is live. I know, I forgot about that, except I tried to, there's a new update basically. You can buy a subscription, which I support, because for $2 a month, I mean, the benefit that I get is that I'm mostly predominantly helping to support a game that I think is incredible, and I've been playing for like 2.5 years at this point. But I'm not able to buy it on Steam. I got to go buy it on the Android version, which is like, you know, I mean, it's a whole rigmarole. I got to go. So on my Android version that I play as a guest, just because I was never really worried about logging in. But then like you couldn't play ranked if you were a guest. So I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll set up maybe I'll do a forgot my password, send it. But and long story short, we're gonna get it set up, but it might not be this week. Anyway, the second nested long story short, there's no cash prize for having the highest elo. Trying to have an ego as a streamer is just a recipe for disaster to begin with, because you're like, you know, you ever hear of the tall poppy hypothesis? So the tallest poppies are at the greatest risk of getting cut down. I'm not suggesting that I'm a tall poppy on merit or a tall poppy on anything but attention and notoriety, but people do have a tendency to put you in your place. Let's put it that way. Now, we got some degree of respectability. We're going to dump Snail, take a Gariel temporarily, at least just to get a decent sniper. Foam Sword, killing something might be meaningful. Skunk is kind of like we're establishing that we might be putting our eyes on the late game, which is kind of spooky for me, because I thought early on we were cooked. It's going to be really... Well, their jellyfish didn't really pop off, honestly. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. For right now, without being... without sandbagging, I do think I had some of the worst leveling luck I've ever seen. I mean, these are units... I got nothing against an early cone snail. The ox showed up and leveled up real quick, which is nice, and it works well with the bear, which is kind of like pure luck, but we'll take what we can get. I'm just happy to be here. Let's put it that way. I guess what I'm trying to say is that my mental state doesn't fluctuate that much based on a plus or minus 100 swing, 100 point swing. Hey, Skylar Kroom, thanks for the gift, or thanks for the resubscription. Hey, I'm recording a YouTube video here, but I appreciate it nonetheless. So I'll be all right. From a game theory standpoint, is the best thing to do maybe to, you know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run? Certainly. Couldn't disagree with that. Hang on, though. We're kind of holding on here. But also, that takes... I don't know. It's just too much for me to pay attention to, honestly. I'm here to game, bro. I'm here to game. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. You're definitely getting frozen. Why don't you just give me another Gariel for now? I think this is a good round to spend. Penguin, a little too slow, in my opinion. Because next round, we're going to get inherent organic tier 5s. We're also going to get a guarantee... Well, chocolate is important. We'd probably be looking to level up higher tier units at this point, because we got an eye towards the late game. Please tell me we killed the hippo. Oh, that's the only thing I could have asked for. And honestly, the ox has kind of been carrying us like extremely hardcore so far. We pulled ourselves right back into this. Two people already died here. Okay, and then here's our level. Very nice. If we could get scaling on our gorilla... I mean, obviously we don't care for you, so we should get rid of you. Gorilla receiving the coconut buff doesn't really seem to make sense, but... Or not the coconut buff, sorry, the bee buff. We set it up like this? I don't know. I mean, I look at my team with some pessimism, but let me see. Do we beat this team? We literally did just beat them. We probably do well against them until this breaks, and then things become a little problematic for us because the hippo's going to go off. Big Lion is probably going to crush us. What is it? Realistically, it's probably going to have at least 16 HP the next time we see it. Actually, all these teams look a little spooky. The theme that I'm seeing here is I would love to have a unit that can do enough damage to one-tap the front unit. Because right now, I mean, we probably matched up against the best team, like from a win probability standpoint, we could have matched up against, so I'm very appreciative of that. We need a unit strong enough to blow out big units. Because, like, most of these squads are built around a big unit. I guess our skunk helps us out. Like, you're kind of a pseudo-spawning team, I guess, because you got the rooster. Your scaling's not all that in a bag of potato chips. You're going to be quite strong. You're going to be quite strong. But you're going to get... I mean, if we get a level 3 skunk, all bets are off, I guess. Are there good distributed foods? Sushi and pizza are kind of good distributed foods. I guess we could try to run a monkey. I'm going to go a little crazy here, though. I'm going to run a seal instead. And I think... Let's start here. And we really want to see distributed foods. Okay, so I think, like, we'll probably try to get rid of the bear at some point. But here's where we're stuck for now. We went on a great run in the mid-game. Now, hold on. I think a level 2 seal is kind of like the necessary win condition. Okay. Okay. Hang on. Miraculous setup. Okay. Any more units dead? Not yet, but 2 units on lethal. We're still on 3 HP, and we've got potential progress. Hit the seal? Oh, you piece of junk. You princes of Maine. You kings of New England. Okay, this round, I think, is a wash. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put a donut on a gorilla so that it's guaranteed to get... Oh, maybe a donut on a seal. No, it's both good. Donut on the gorilla means distributed foods that hit the seal. Well, all distributed foods will hit the gorilla at least, which for pizza is bad because it lowers the odds of the seal getting hit from 40% to 25%. It goes from a 2x 1 in... Well, it's not a 2x 1 in 5 chance now that I think about it. It's a 1x 1 in 5 chance and a 1x 1 in 4 chance. So you can run the numbers on that. And then for sushi, it lowers it from a 1x... No, it's because they all come out at the same time. Whatever, okay? Either way, the gorilla's going to be getting the stats from the food. We would just love it to get the stats from the food and then also get the stats from the... Oh, that's a nasty one. That's a nasty one, Mr. Grinch. We'd love it to get the stats from the food and also the stats from the seal. But in order for that to work, we need distributed foods. Obviously, I could feed you, but I'd rather have a distributed food, even a chocolate, even if it slows us down for 1 round. I'm losing my mind. Are you kidding me? I mean, you just give 3 random friends plus 1 attack. It's not even a... They nerfed the seal? I'm betting on myself here, and I think I should regret it. We're on 2. JC Blight probably tears us apart. Please don't play against them. Just get me in the top half, man. Jay Peters, I don't know. You're also looking a little spooky. But I think that we got a nice setup with our ox, with our ox. Oh, not nice enough, not nice enough. Okay. Now, this is very spicy. Please tell me something good. Nothing good yet. This, very important. This, probably not that important because we only have 1 turn to make it happen. And we have a distributed food. Imagine. I know, oh, that's exactly what we wanted for the record. I'll just level with you, brother. I think we might be cooked. We'll see. We kind of like had a great mid game and then fell off mightily. Oh, look at their hippo, though. Look at their embarrassing hippo. Their embarrassing hippo. We win these. Oh, we made top half, baby. And we invested those levels. Please give me some distributed foods, even though the seal doesn't work the way I thought it would work. Okay, then take that. It's got to be done. There is no pivoting happening here. We're just looking for distributed foods. We're praying. That's the best possible outcome we probably could have had. Now let's see who's left here. We need our highest attack unit at the front. We really don't want it to be Gorilla because it gets killed by everything on its first hit. You do. We could, I mean, listen. It's the hippo that's the most scary. But with the level 3 skunk, the hippo should be at 1 HP. But if we go up against the jellyfish behind it, then we're in a rough spot. Yeah. Case in point. Oh, but we overwrote your garlic. It's not gonna matter at all, actually. But still, okay. Let's put it this way. I could be more disappointed in our performance. Especially, like, I mean, 2 elo is whack. But at least we made it out of that nightmare situation early, where I really think we got like a god-awful start, quite frankly. Okay, that was good! So as far as I can tell, the dream this week is to get an early jellyfish. There's no clownfish, but I've had a great time in arena, early jellyfish, and then trying to make the alpaca work, okay? Let's hang in here. I'm recording a lot of Super Auto Pets today. I got a feeling, you know, this could be a big swing for our elo and thus our ego. One way or another, I'm going to find you. I'm going to get you. Be a hungry hiker. I've become very pro-alliteration, I would say. Not illiteracy. I think it's good that people, by and large, are reading these days. Not reading newspapers and magazines, but tweets and genius.com to figure out the hidden meaning of Olivia Rodrigo's Bad Idea Right and stuff like that. I'm here to tell you, by the way, I'm not that old. I have to start there. Thinking that a 34-year-old is really old is like heavy 15-year-old energy. That's like when I ask my daughter, like, how old is daddy? And she says, I don't know, 9. And then I say, like, no, I'm older than 9. And then she says, I don't know, 1 million. Like, you're not living in the real world, honey. Sorry. No levels, huh? We're not a level-driven economy anymore. I guess I would take a 3-2 on stats alone and then roll for levels in the... Okay. It's a good idea, right? It's a good idea, right? Why don't you sell me? I think we want this, and because it doesn't really matter if we lose this round. But I'm here to tell you at 34, and maybe it'll change when time goes on, I'm proud of myself that I've very much not become one of those, like, music was better in my generation and it sucks now sort of guys. I will admit, and this is very boomer-coded. What do you think about this? You okay, Tomo? What are you doing over there? Sheep is just good. Squirrel is interesting and feels like it can kind of stick around longer. But the only toy generator is like you for a bit. Yeah, I'd rather take a sheep in the hand is worth 2 in the bush as far as I'm concerned. And then I will take my level. I know this looks absurd. I would absolutely, I mean, it sucks that you got the buff, but I would absolutely go 3 squatted and just hit you with one of these bad boys. You're not going to see an opening position sheep too often in this day and age. Most of my introduction to new music does happen on the Peloton. I do think that 8 out of 10 new tracks that I hear is garbage, but I think that about 8 out of 10 old tracks that I hear on the Peloton are garbage too. They do be playing a lot of riffraff. You know, they're not going back and playing, I don't know, Marquee Moon by Television. You know, it's always like LaGrange by ZZ Top. No disrespect. Every once in a while, I'm like, you know what? The kids these days, they're still listening to some pretty good stuff. If you take Olivia Rodrigo's Bad Idea Right out of 2023 and you rip it and you put it on the radio in 2006, it's beating the you-know-what out of most of the other songs. It's certainly crushing Holla Back Girl. And if you're sitting here and you're saying, no way, Bananas, guess what? You're the old one. You're the boomer. Well, it's just a difference of opinion at the end of the day, but I'm going to use it to glorify myself, if you don't mind. To endear myself more to the Generation Z. Now, you shouldn't be here anymore. You should be here. Okay. I don't mind our setup in the slightest. The only thing, and I'm not going to complain about it, but if I were to complain about something, what I would complain about is I would love to have a bead on a level 2 jellyfish. Because level 1, you got to get it there as fast as possible. No clownfish this week. No blobfish. No pill. Confirmed. No pill. No crow. So, there is organic chocolate, but alpacas are going to be your experience multiplier. But I'm feeling totally A-okay right now. Ox definitely seems, in our sample size of 2, Ox seems like a bit of a stud so far. I love that for you. I think you're pretty good, but I'm gonna simmer on you. I'm gonna simmer on you guys, okay? I mean, for now, I love winning. Might seem a little strange. I've come around to the duckling as kind of like if you're already in a good position. Listen, we had 3 gold. Look at our options. We buy a 2/2 snail. We get 1 extra attack, no other benefit. Possibly next round, we get 1 health on everybody, but we'd have to lose A, and B, we'd probably be selling it because it's a 2/2 to begin with. Or we could buy a cone snail. Best place for the cone snail would probably be buffing the sheep. I snooze on it. It's a 1/2. Or honey. Honey, it could make the ox better, but we already got sheep, which is kind of built-in honey. It's like buying a glazed donut. You don't need to add your own honey. They added it in the industrial kitchen where they baked it in Peoria, Illinois before they shipped it across the continent. Tim Hortons be like freshly baked. Yeah, but we didn't say where. Okay, hippo. Early hippo. If you're ever going to go up against the hippo, you want to go up against it early. I think everyone would agree with that. So far, so good. Sorry, Metronic. I saw you in the last one as well. Were you running a hippo in the last one too? For the moment, we take this. And honestly, we don't know if the jellyfish is getting there. So I'm buffing ox for now. We're going to level you next time. It's a good idea, right? Salad it. The only thing I was about to say, I don't think it's bad. The only thing I didn't want to see was it hitting a giraffe. So right now, I'm looking at my opponents. Who's the most dangerous opponent? New Flexico, if they get this level 2 jellyfish. Your jellyfish is as screwed as mine is. You with the hippo, and you with this big squirrel, and you actually, now that I look at it, you got your own jellyfish approaching greatness. This week, by the way, if I have a model, and this is only like, I don't know, it's my second run of ranked, but I did play a decent amount of arena yesterday, as mentioned. I love this for me. It feels like there is scaling, but the scaling doesn't kick in until much later. I really don't want to run Doberman. I think the higher tier units might be more valuable this week. Now, Lion... You got me interested. It's very similar, don't get me wrong. Am I really willing to sell it? I think I am willing to sell a jellyfish. And then we run like position 1 lion with the buff. I would absolutely get a skunk out here. I know it sounds insane. The fish, you want to sell high, and that's as high as the fish is going to get. It's an official Tal Bachman status right now. You want salt at the end of the day. For now, I would actually just give, well, I don't, give some meat to my skunk. I mean, the penguin is like completely useless right now. I was the slowest? I must be cooking, man. That is a rarity in this day and age. Okay, now, I think, I mean, honestly, just great sniping there. You took out my ox, you undermined my whole team. No doubt about that. I don't think we should read too much into that just yet. We level up next time. It's pretty minor, but well, let's get some benefit out of this. And the giraffe is probably not long for this world, but hey, it's technically giving 1.5 every turn. So what do I want to see, okay? By the way, can we acknowledge a counterfactual here we can actually investigate? I think I sold the jellyfish at the right time. Sure, we're going to level up our sheep. But we didn't get any more jellyfish in the interim period. It's not like we gave up on a tier 3, okay? Skunk me? Oh, we're in. Okay, so far so good. I think we've got to pivot to like an entire late game squad. So we're going to have to figure out what that late game squad is on the fly, and that's okay. But now that I think about it, you have to be our strongest or our highest tier unit. So never mind. It's great that we can have a skunk. That is a big one. Right now, I would say the best benefit that we got on our whole team is the fact that we still have 4 life. So we can afford to be patient. And if we're examining, like, am I crazy to think that this team doesn't look that good? You're doing some kind of garlic spawn. That's your thing? Garlic spawn? Tour of Italy? Olive Garden menu? Are we chilling? I would describe myself as chilling here. We also, it feels good. Well, it feels bad if you're on the other end of it, but it feels good to eliminate someone in Super Auto Pets. Oh, baby. I mean, I feel like... Now, listen, I know what you're going to say. We can take a level 2 gorilla here. Yeah, but it would require us losing our lion, which is going to be like a freaking... stud here is going to be doing like 50 damage to almost every unit that it comes across. So no, I will not be doing that, okay? I think once you've kind of pot committed to the lion, and it is our best unit by far right now, you're stuck. So we got to figure out how to make it work with the lion. I love the levels we got there. Level 2 skunk goes crazy. Level 2 ox is fine. In hindsight, I kind of wish I took a penguin, because it's a low tier scaler, which is the kind of thing that could really augment our lion, but really help us out without screwing it over. Obviously, the giraffe's got to go at some point, and probably the sheep too. Losing the sheep to get like a level 2 rooster would be an upgrade, and then losing the giraffe to get the highest possible tier of penguin, or level of penguin, I should say. Okay, great stuff so far. How we doing? Doing great, still on 4 life. Everybody on 3 just lost, which is wonderful news for us, speaking frankly. Now, the giraffe leveling is fairly inconsequential, without a doubt. In fact, I think, to be honest with you, I would rather just... I mean, really don't want to buy anything for anybody. I'll buy a carrot to replace your croissant, okay? It's basically like we just added a cucumber on what you already had. I'm not buffing the giraffe, okay? And I know we could have leveled it, but then what? It would get an extra 1/1 buff on a freaking skunk or something? Who cares? This is the only... He's a stud, and he's the only guy that matters on the whole team. So let's be honest here. You got me scared with this melon helmet, honestly. That's a good idea. I should be buying stingrays and then selling them to activate our melon helmet. I was just trying to see if anybody else on the opposition actually scared us. But we're looking totally fine still. We're in the top half. We got as much HP as anybody else put together. But when it starts to rain, it starts to pour, okay? This is insanely good. We would rather have a penguin, full stop. It's literally just giving... It's a level 2 giraffe as is. And then I think we have to buy food for everybody. The next best thing is if we could get like... Sell the penguin for 1 round. Get a melon helmet. Like we buy a stingray. Then we can't keep it on the squad because it'll invalidate our lion. So we sell it off. But we get a melon on our lion eventually. Like, then we're talking as far as I'm concerned. Sometimes, though, you don't have to be scared of the people that have a lot of HP. You got to be scared of the people who had a little HP, but they were scaling like a son of a gun. But honestly, I think we're cooking. It's just I've been hurt before. I guess we won't be getting a melon helmet in the near future if this is how we're gonna run it. But how are we looking here? Realistically, you're doing 27 HP. I'm gonna have 50 HP. You're gonna get reduced to enough Low enough HP that I'm going to one-tap you with my salt, and I'm going to live because I'm going to have 50 HP, and then I'm going to one-tap you because of the salt. So your team doesn't scare me. And honestly, Rith, your team doesn't scare me. I've been on the other side of this. I'm not trying to be unsportsmanlike. Your team doesn't scare me either, simply because of the fact that we just beat you. So I think we're cruising for a snooze in here. And I'm loving life, man. Greatest jellyfish cell of all time. I mean, Northern Lions' greatest ranked performance in Earth's history. Ooh, we're so back. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps it a great deal. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.